This show's not supposed to start till 9:05. We're 2 minutes early. That's how we do things. The lights are on. The office is populated. People are here. The market is not open yet, but pre-market action interesting as always. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to those of you who just came over from pre-market prep. I missed you guys. It's been 2 minutes, but I missed you in those 2 minutes. So I've got Ryan here. I've got Mitch here. Zunaid on the way. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Where's my intro? I don't even know where it is. There it is.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
And let's bring on Ryan Faloona. Let's bring on Money Mitch, who is feeling under the weather but powering through with COVID.
Let's do this.
Mitch, update us on your well-being right now. How are we doing?
Not too bad. At least my good old friend Tylenol kicking in here. So
All right.
Good thing for Tylenol, and just gonna push on through.
All right, he's powering through. That's how much Mitch cares, guys. He's powering through with COVID to be here with you. Ryan, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good. I'm glad that the season for my football team is over. It was a disaster, and I'm ready to make some money this week. So I'm feeling good. I'm looking at Zynga right now. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I'm doing good. How about you, Spence?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Although, you know what's weird? The last 4 nights in a row, I've woken up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and every night. It's the strangest thing. I'm not sure what's going on there. But hey, Mr. Zunaid has decided to join us, so let's bring Zunaid on and ask him how his weekend went. Zunaid, what's up, man? How we doing?
What's up, fellas? Good morning to you. How did my weekend go?
Yeah.
You know, here's how I always see it. If I didn't end up in jail, it was really good. You know, that's how I always see it.
That's the bar?
No, I'm joking. It was really well. It went really well. I got some baked goods from a friend. I got some Oreo truffles, got some brownies. So we're putting a pause on the diet after 10 days in.
Okay.
And it was good, man. Can't complain.
10 days is a long time to be on a diet.
Oh, I agree. Are you kidding? I look buff. I'm done with the diet. But it was good, man.
I actually went to I went to the gym for the first time in really, to be honest, since I had COVID, which was 3 months ago. I've been putting it off because I was like, well, for a few reasons. One, I had COVID, and then I was nervous about it. And then I was nervous about Omicron, and then I just said, screw it, I'm going to go. So if I get sick, it's because I went to the gym. So that is why. But anyway,
wait, Mitch, does the chat know? It looks someone's talking about Mitch shivering. Mitch, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Hanging in here, guys. Let's go.
He doesn't look like he's shivering.
Let's get in the market. No,
All right.
not a big deal.
Well, let's get into the market. Since Ryan brought up not Zynga, thank you. I couldn't think of the name. We'll bring up Ryan's screen and let's talk through this Zynga news. It is the news of the morning. It is your largest video game deal ever.
Wait, they got bought out? They did?
Yeah. So
they finally got bought out.
News to me on the biggest video game deal ever. I suppose that's a good Jeopardy trivia question. I'd like to give a shout out to Zoltan, who has talked about Zynga quite a bit the past couple of months. Actually, Zoltan said late last year, I believe in November, that Zynga was going to be a pretty good pick for 2022. Wow. We're 10 days in, and they were acquired at a premium and up 50% in the pre-market here. So hats off to Zoltan. Pretty good call right there. I will be honest.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but the thing is, can you just zoom out on that Zynga chart, Ryan?
Well, why don't you want me to put it on a daily so we can really?
Yeah. And if you look at that all-time high, when did that happen? It was February of last year, right?
Correct.
Okay, now out of sheer curiosity,
That wasn't the
all-time high is like the $16 back in
oh, I'm
2012.
sorry.
But yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. But out of sheer curiosity, Glue Mobile, which was a peer of Zynga, another mobile game developer, Glue Mobile was acquired February 8th of 2021. Now, when did Zynga? Oh, that was the same day Zynga made that high at 12.
No, Zynga made the high a couple of days later, but your point is still well taken.
Because everyone thought, Glue just got taken out at a nice premium. Zynga maybe next. Well, turns out, yes, it just took 11 months, and in the meantime, the acquirer got the company for cheaper than they would have. So timing is everything. If you're in Zynga from below $9, great day for you. If you're in Zynga from anything above that, that's the way it goes sometimes.
And so, with your premise, Spencer, of this being the biggest video game deal in history, what does that mean going forward here? Anything? I mean, because to me, Take-Two, they're not really in the mobile space. Maybe that's why they're trying to do this acquisition.
Right.
I'm not sure how their portfolio of games transfers well to mobile or anything like that. So unsure what this actually means going forward here.
Well, can I give you a comment we got this morning from Michael Pachter, who's been
absolutely
covering the space for years. He's an analyst at Wedbush, and he told Benzinga, where is my where's my Michael Pachter email? There it is. This is what he said. He said he likes the deal, right? He said, I think Take-Two's history of leaving acquired companies alone will work out well here. Zynga can run the Take-Two mobile business, which is now more than half of the combined business. And to your point, Ryan, about Take-Two not being in the mobile space at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Take-Two will thrive. I expect Zynga management will end up running Take-Two in a few years. So he likes the deal and thinks it's going to be one where eventually, mobile, because mobile is the biggest growth area right now in gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
One where mobile ends up swallowing, the company, which we'll see. But there aren't, what's weird though, is there aren't a lot of peers. There aren't a lot of sympathy moves off this. Like Zynga's moving, obviously, Take-Two is moving off this, but like Glue got bought, now Zynga got bought. There really aren't that many other US listed mobile game companies, and there are a couple that trade OTC, like super thin in the US.
Yeah.
But there's just not a lot of other peers out there. It's just not a space with a lot of stocks. So, outside of Zynga and Take-Two and Activision and EA, maybe moving off this today, there's really not much else to do.
No, and one of the other things, taking a look at this, if the tape continues the way it is, I mean, this is a really bad tape for tech and crypto, really. If that continues here, we might actually see more consolidation in this industry over the course of the year. I don't have any ideas. I don't really have like anything on my plate. Otherwise, I'd be trying to play them and I'd share them here. But we know Activision Blizzard is going through a real tough time now with some internal conflict. We're suspecting that some of those problems are going to bleed through to the development side. Maybe the refresh there is kind of changing out the management and getting in new developers, or acquiring another company and kind of joining forces. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen for this space. And just taking a look here at Roblox, they're not really reacting to this news at all. In fact, they're down a little bit in the pre-market. I would say that that's probably because the tape for tech is poor. So again, I'm with you there. I'm not sure what else this means for other stocks here. If you were in it, great. Certainly wouldn't chase it. We'll see what this means for the company going forward. I will say we can look for some more mergers in this sector, though.
Yeah, that Roblox chart. I mean, and at least on the daily, it's come all the way back.
It's bad, yeah.
It's filled that. I don't know if it filled the gap entire. It's going to though. I mean, yikes.
I mean, I think technically we're looking at another 2.5 points of downside here to actually fill that gap. But for all intents and purposes, we're right back at where that gap started. This entire run up to 141, we've given it all back. So it'll be interesting to see if we hold here. Do we get chopped in half again? What was the IPO price for Roblox? Was it 60?
What was the IPO
I can't even remember.
price?
It's been so long.
No, it wasn't. It was. I'm sure it was lower than that. Let's find out.
And while you're finding that out, shout out to Chris Kachi in the chat. Ticker PLTK is up on the Zynga news. That is correct. So Playtika holding shares are trading higher in sympathy with Zynga, which announced it would be acquired by Take-Two.
Damn, there's one. All right.
He's going to be watching Roblox off the open here.
Roblox was a direct listing, and the reference price, which is kind of the equivalent on a direct listing, was $45. So,
okay, so 45. So that's where it started. Nick saying, I just left Activision. They ain't changing crap. That place is a complete dumpster fire. Nick, that sounds like you actually worked at Activision. If that's true, would love to hear some more about that. Crazy, though. No, Mitch is here. Mitch is here.
Yeah, Activision has had a bit of a brain drain in the past couple of years. So, yeah. Anyway, not the whole space has been in a massive downtrend for the past year. So, again, great day if you're a Zynga shareholder, or at least if you're in it from below 9. But let's aside from Zynga, Ryan, what else is on your radar here?
Tesla's on my radar. Tesla's on my radar because the last time that we saw Tesla drop below 1,000, we saw it trade down to 900, and I believe it was Zunaid that called the bounce off the 900 level. It ended up bouncing like 100 points in 2 days or something outrageous like that. So we're in the pre-market here. We just talked about the tape being pretty bad for tech and growth names. We're sub 1,000. Let's see where we go when we open. My gut tells me we're going to flush a little bit here out of the open on Tesla. I suspect there will probably be a bounce play in there, but we'll see if that materializes. As far as actual levels go here on Tesla, again, the $100 one, or excuse me, the $1,000 one, that's a big one for me mentally. Next here, it looks like about 975 I would expect to bounce, and then maybe the 950-ish area. So we'll see if all of those points are in play today. Kind of a sell-off here. I think we're going to bounce. I just don't know where. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. All right, who wants to go next? It's 9:15.
Yeah, you can throw mine up if you'd like. I can quickly talk about. Let me do this. Talk about Tesla. Yeah, it was interesting you brought it up because I was taking a look at it as well. Yeah, sub 1,000 here. I would see the pre-market high. Obviously, you've got about 1030, so I'd be interested right here to see if it can cross VWAP or not. If it can, then that's where you can maybe get a light bounce. But I want to see a rejection of this, and I hate the fact that it's Monday because God, I'm gonna have to go like way out the money to try to get contracts that I am personally comfortable playing in because I'm not trying to pay $4,000 for a contract. I'm not built different like that. But that's what I'm kind of keeping an eye on. Can it get above VWAP, which is about 1,005? Let's go ahead and take a look at Nvidia because even this one's having a tough time. Let's see. Why did I draw this little highlight over here in my life? Oh, okay, because that was a bounce area where I was hoping Tesla would go ahead and bounce, but well, Tesla told me no thank you because I was doing some charts last night. That's the area that I put in. Now we're below that as well. 250 would be an area that I would keep an eye on. Not saying it's going to drop another $15 or so, but that's definitely something where I want to kind of see it. Now, if this is below, I would assume this could act as resistance to the upside or to limit the upside, if you will. Let's see what else. Where is Rivian? Because that's another one that I'd be interested in shorting. I know we got a chance to short GameStop, by the way. Hopefully some people really took advantage of those puts because I think those went a couple 100%. But Rivian, I would look to get short below about 81 is where I'd start nibbling, but above 8 or below 80 is really where I'd want to go ahead and see a move down to the 75s, similar to the move that we saw in Rivian when we tried to play it live and when Mitch actually played Lucid short to the downside and made some money on that. So those are the ones I'm keeping an eye on. Nothing too crazy for me. I haven't really done any research on news and tickers that are moving this morning, so just the basics for me now. I know someone want me to take a look at Apple real quick. Apple's below that 170 level. That 171 and that 170 is where it kept bouncing, and now you're below it looking at 168s. I feel like the best risk reward is going to be to see if Apple can do the same thing. If it can come back and test VWAP, which is currently around 170, and if it rejects 170, I'm grabbing puts. I'm grabbing 169s, 168s, and waiting for it to continue its way on down. But if it can get over it, stabilize, then I have no idea. I'd have no problem going to the long side. I've got another one real quick that Chris and I have been talking about. Let me find that exact ticker. It's CPSR. I'm not going to try to pretend like I know what's going on this one. So, Chris, if you want to hop on or type in the chat, this is one that's been going a little bit crazy. I think it's got a voting coming up or merger news or something like that. It's a SPAC. So maybe Mitch has some more insight on how these work. I definitely do not. but I went ahead and just nibbled some on these
Oh.
here at $11.60 was my fill. So this could go a little crazy. But what's up?
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute, Ryan.
Yep.
The Bears have fired Matt Nagy. Congratulations.
All right, folks. I hope you guys got it. That was the news I was waiting for. I'm out for the day.
All right.
So we're long BEAR. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a trade-off.
I wouldn't be long anything that organization right now. This is a good first step, but no.
But yeah, Capstar. This is a SPAC that I'm long at the moment. Simply because Chris brought it to my attention. I like it. I like the $10 level where it would be risk off, and it looks like Twitter is getting a lot of mention on this one. And if one of those furus go ahead and mention this, with the way that this is moving, the spread on this is ridiculous, guys. The spread on this right now is okay. Now it's getting tighter. Oh my god, this is moving, as you can tell live here. Well, you can't, but you know what I mean. But anyway, those are the ones I'm taking a look at, and this is a risky play that I'm already in. But if it comes down to around $10.50 or so, I'm looking to go ahead and add some more shares.
Yeah, this is Chris mentioning record redemption. So that redemption, what it does is essentially it brings the float down. Your float is going to be, what's the float on this? I think before, I would love to see what the float was, but I'm thinking it's probably going to get somewhere down under $1 million. So under $1 million float. You know how those stocks trade, guys. Just be careful out there because the liquidity issues are going to be out there. But if you're able to get in and out, it's definitely a good trade.
Yeah, Chris mentioned that it had a float of 28 million. So if we're correct about 99% shares being redeemed, it brings the float down to approximately 1.5. Again, shout out to Chris. I'm not an expert in this area whatsoever, but which is why the spread was crazy. When I bought into this, the spread was about 50 cent spread on a $11 stock. So a little crazy there, but.
All right, guys, I'm going to be looking for a short on eBay. Why? Just I feel like it's breaking down on the daily here. Daily chart looks like it wants to come back down towards 64.50. We'll see if that makes that move today. You guys talked about Tesla short. That's a possibility for sure. Apple's a short also. I talked about this on Friday that would we ever get back through the 170? 170 is an important support for it. If it can't hold 170 on the pop today, I think that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a pop up here right out the gates to 170. I'd look for a rejection off that 170, going right back and taking out the low that you see in pre-market right now, which is 168.66. Other trade long side, DG. I look for Dollar General to trade to the upside. Look how this is looking.
Good one. Nice find.
If you want to find a bullish chart, this one looks really nice.
Oh,
250
yeah.
right above too.
Nice.
Look at that resistance. We're right there. Good one.
Yeah, it's looking interesting too. And it's not only DG too. You can look at DLTR to kind of see the dollar tree symptom. Look at this. Setting up also DLTR. So I would take a look at those discount stores.
Bitcoin beneath 40K, by the way.
Holy, I just saw that too.
Bitcoin,
Bitcoin
taking a tank.
Bitcoin below 40, ETH below 3.
Well, how about you do a crypto update for us, Spencer?
Oh, wow. It's almost like he read my mind. Except I'm not prepared. I don't have the heat map ready.
Mitch put him right on the spot. That's how it's done, folks.
While you're pulling it up, you had someone on CNBC talking about Bitcoin regulations and whatnot. So that might be an additional reason.
Was that Novogart? Was that?
Wait. No, that wasn't someone. That was Gary Gensler. That was the chairman of the SEC.
I tell you guys, I've been short. I remember when everyone got mad at me about shorting HUT. Be careful with the Bitcoin stocks. Those are good for shorts today, especially if Bitcoin's going to.
Here's the heat map. Wait. What is this near situation? Wait, what is that guy? That's up near protocol. All right, near protocol up 3%. Today.
That sounds real.
I don't know what it is. It's never been on here before. I don't think so. I've never seen it. But here we go. By the way, I should mention that the size of the boxes in this heat map are reflective of the market cap, right? So they're always changing with the price of the crypto. But bottom line here is cryptos are down today. Actually, to be frank, most everything is down today. It's not just crypto. It's most stocks. Someone asked a moment ago if the financial sector is up, and it may be flat, but flat is up in this market because every other market, every index is down. So when your overall market is down like 3/4 or 1%, and you got something that's flat, or that means it's up, right? So anyway, bottom line on crypto is you're down. As I said, ETH below 3, Bitcoin hovering around 40 grand right now. It doesn't look great out there. There's degrees of carnage, but it looks like everything is down pretty much between 3 and 8%, which is I guess, I don't know what that means, but it means something. Anyway, if you want some free Bitcoin, I recommend you go to Voyager, download the app, enter the offer code ZING, ZING, and they will get you some free Bitcoin, $50 worth, as long as you fund your account and make your first trade. Check it out there. All right, it's 9:24. We got 5.5 minutes until the opening bell. I wanted to mention Tilray real fast, just because this is like, I don't want to call it like an obvious short, because Tilray could easily run to like 8, right? But every pop in Tilray, as I bring the chart up now, every pop in Tilray is going to pop to sell. The trend is as clear as anything, right? It's obvious. So I'm not sure. Maybe we like find a level here, but where's my Tilray chart? There it is. You see it up this morning off its earnings. It's up 10% this morning, but yeah, I mean, I definitely would not buy Tilray today. Definitely not buy it. Maybe if you want to put on a short, maybe you stop yourself out. What's that? That's a couple of highs in the 750 area, or 770, 750. I don't know. Maybe, but I definitely would not be buying Tilray. This, to me, like, if there is one candidate for a pre-market gainer that reverses, this is the top of my list. So,
and I mean, going all the way back to February of 2021, when it had its last really big spike, you're in a considerable downtrend that even the pushes up didn't break that trend.
Yeah.
So, Spencer, I'm with you. I mean, this is a sector that I really like. I'm not sure that we're in favor yet with this sector. I think obviously the regulations federally need to change before this really takes off. Tilray, I'm a seller of Tilray. If I have it and I wake up and it's up 10% or whatever, I'm selling into that pop.
Oh, and you know what, the thing I want to say real fast, you guys were going on about that SPAC and the redemption. It's funny because it's ironic, because redemption is in itself, that would be like a bearish indicator, right? It means that they don't want part of the new company, right? Yeah. But there's this weird dynamic where it's like a bearish thing, but on the other hand, it creates rip-roaring potential. So it's just a weird dynamic that happens there in SPACs, which I find to be amusing.
If you're in Tilray, $7 would be your risk off. If it breaks below 7, get out. For me.
All right, guys. Another short out there, of course, is look for the semiconductors to start breaking down. Nvidia, AMD. We're talking about this on pre-market prep. I do think they're nice shorts, but I do think you're also going to get a pop at the open. Why? Because you've had such a weak pre-market already. You've already gone down about 2.71%. I'm going to actually look for a bounce back into this area, so around 272s, and then it get crushed. Not crushed right out the gates. I don't expect to see really stocks get crushed out the gates because the SPY has been so weak on the pre-market. And I don't think there's a big macro news against the market right now. It's just a weak open. So I think you're going to get a bounce at the open. Just be careful that bounce can get faded really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the Treasury yield, the 10-year Treasury was above 180. I think that's probably your impetus for driving some of these stocks down. Mitch, to your point, the AMD chart looks almost identical to the Nvidia chart.
Zunaid, please close your closet.
I did the same thing, but I didn't want to call him out. So I love that one of the viewers called him out. You're doing the Lord's work.
One of them, 10 of them, just like 10 of them are in a group chat. They're like, all right, on the count of 3, we're gonna go ahead and say this. But I do have boxes, a bunch of them, because I have all these monitors and TVs or whatever. And it's like, if I move, I want to make sure that I can put them in a safe place.
Yeah, I save a lot of those boxes.
So that's why I'm happy I have a basement now.
Yeah, I ain't got no basement here, but. Anyway, appreciate you, chat. didn't
They're
even
always
realize.
looking out. Zunaid, the chat has
Oh
got
yeah,
your back.
nah, for sure.
Remember that.
For
Remember
sure.
that.
No question. Tesla, we talked about Tesla. Someone just brought it up in the chat again, but Tesla, we talked about it. Now it's sitting at 1,000 on the dot. VWAP is looking at about 1,005.
So for me on Tesla is the same kind of chart where I think it's just leaked too much pre-market. When stocks leak too much pre-market and everyone's leaning one way, what do stocks usually have a tendency of doing? It's completely the opposite. At least that's the way I feel.
Eventually, maybe not right off the open, but like at 9:45 or 10.
Yeah, I'm just thinking you probably get a little bounce here in Tesla. Where could it go to? I would look for like 15 minutes or hourly resistance. So somewhere around this kind of 1030 mark, I'm going to look for a push up here, and then I could use that 1040 mark as resistance for like the next level up. I'd use that as my risk. I think you're going to get a quick pop in Tesla. It catches some shorts right out the gates, and then it gets the flush.
You guys want to see an interesting one here? Solo Brands, ticker is DTC. They gave their guidance this morning. We updated their guidance. It was better than estimates, so it's one of the few stocks trading significantly higher this morning. This is also a low floater. This has a float of like 15. What is the float on this one? They're a little under 14 million shares. Okay, so what does that mean? Low floats can do some funky things. So in a normal situation, I would say, oh, it's a direct-to-consumer retail brand. Do you really want to be chasing that? Up 7%, because let's zoom out on this chart. Trend is your friend. But on the other hand, 14 million share float, easy to do some funky things. Easy to manipulate.
Good luck, folks.
There's our bell. Let's go to the scanner in Benzinga Pro.
I'm going to do the same.
And we are watching stuff off the open. There we go. Let's refresh it. Real time. Okay.
So Tesla catching right away out of the open, not flushing, at least not yet.
Yeah, I'm eyeing the $900 puts, but the spread is like 40 cents, and it's just moving a little too crazy for me.
Took that 1,000 level back there.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can build above. Just got the Matt Nagy alert from ESPN on my phone.
Hey, Benzinga had it. Benzinga
had it first.
Chris, that it makes me so happy that you're saying that. That's awesome. Spencer broke that before ESPN. Thank you, Chris. Let's go, folks. Let's go.
No,
Taking all kinds of news on this show, baby.
In fairness, I saw it from Schefter on Twitter. So
why did you say it?
We didn't actually believe that the Bears let you in first, Spencer. It's okay.
Zimmer gone too. All right.
Hey, it's that Black Monday that you talked about. I think it was Ryan a while back.
All right. Okay, just to take stock here, whoever asked about the banks, yeah, the banks are your only sector in the green to start the day off. So banks are outperforming by a lot here because you've got the NASDAQ down almost 1.5%, and the XLF is up more than 0.5%. So, basically an entire percentage point, 2 percentage points that the XLF is beating the NASDAQ by today. So that's notable. Energy is flat, which is, again, means you're up. But
Nvidia got a little pop and fade there. So you can take a look at Nvidia, start looking for
Yes, there
shorts
it
in
is.
Nvidia.
Bears fire Ryan Pace. Breaking news. Bears fire Ryan Pace. The circle of suck has been broken. Now we can move forward. Sorry, back to the market.
we can all move on with our lives.
All
You've
right,
got
guys.
Tesla now below 990, slipping on through.
Pullbacks to 40, 50s. 450 is a nice little buy here
On GS?
on GS. Looking for a nice VWAP bounce trade here. Let's see if I can. I'm putting in a limit there, though, because the spread's a little wide there. So it needs to come to me here. If it doesn't come to me, I'm not going to get in it. I'd have to go up like a point. I don't want to go up a point here, even though it looks interesting. The reason why is also this is a nice hourly setup. Look at the hourly setup, how you come off of these highs, and now you're coming back to try to take out the high. If it can hold here around 400, get above 406 today, it can look good to take out 412. I have the order out, but I don't think I'll get a fill.
This is something else I want to see is how much fight does Lulu put up this morning? Lulu gave guidance. It wasn't great. Stock's been down all morning. But what kind of a fight does it put up today? All right. Does it just go straight down? Let's zoom out on this chart here. Do we have any levels? Not really.
How's our SPY doing?
We're down. We're
Oh,
down,
flush.
down almost
Yeah.
1% in the
Yep.
SPY.
No bounce. No
So,
bounce. No
VIX
bounce.
highs.
VIX highs. Okay.
Okay, Nvidia back at VWAP would be 265s. Risk would be 266. If you're looking at Nvidia, I'm trying to get this GS, but I don't think I'll get it.
EVLG halted.
You said what was it? BG what?
BBLG, Bone
Oh.
Biologics. Never heard of this company. Bravo, Lima Golf, halted at 427. Big pop off the 390 area, it looks like. Let's see what this company does. This was just a scanner. I have no position here.
I like it, though. I could trade a stock like this
What's
today.
going on there? That's interesting. I just noticed Amgen is up 1% today. Do they have news? Let's take a look. MGN. There was some news on Sunday. They got some European approval for their lung cancer therapy. So AMGN is one of your bright spots today.
Benzinga Charlie is wise and fast. Yeah. I'm just sitting on my hands right now. I got a chance to like take a look at Tesla just because right now everything's just falling. So you've got IV kicking up, especially in options that I like to play. So honestly, at this point, even at tickers like Nvidia and Tesla, I'm mainly looking for them to come back and test VWAP just to give me a better risk reward. If I can move these charts up here. Yeah, I'm just waiting for these to kind of come on down and then maybe test VWAP. My charts are acting up a little bit. Sorry, guys. Because I mean, look at that. You've already got Tesla at the 986s, right? I'm hoping for this to maybe come back, test VWAP or test 1,000, reject it one more time, and then we can head on down. I keep thinking it's late for SARK. I haven't played SARK. But yellow. Over $42 there. Let's see, SARK.
Wow.
The spreads on SARK are just absurd too. I mean, I guess that makes sense because the open interest is only about 100, 200 contracts, so that makes sense. But looking to the long side, nothing too attractive there. Let's see what else we've got going on. All right, so here's Apple. Let me see what the 5-minute is.
Viacom pulling back after making a pretty good move off 30. Sorry, Zunaid,
no, dude, you're totally fine. Yeah, was it Viacom? No, it was Qualcomm that had a nice run the last couple of days. But you've got Apple here that rejected the previous close, and now it's coming back. I'm going to go ahead and grab some.
Quick flush in the SPY today, man. SPY getting flushed.
Yeah, Stephanie's saying everything of red. Totally agree. I got a sea of red on my screen. I don't really have anything here.
That's the flush. Everything pretty much flush right out the gates.
I mean, there are pockets.
Good, though. We needed this.
There are pockets. If you're looking for pockets of green, they do exist. I mentioned the banks, and there are some. I mean, if you can look at the Dow, right? There are some Dow components that aren't having half bad days. I mentioned Amgen, Honeywell is down a quarter.
All right, guys.
Which makes it green.
Gonna go short here on eBay, just trying to get the spread even out here.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people kind of worried about the sell-off today. Like Zunaid just said, if things are going really bad, sitting on your hands might be the right move. There's no reason to compound this and make this harder. If you don't feel good about what you're in, that's another situation that you're going to have to determine whether or not you want to exit. But otherwise, just sitting on your hands, letting some of the crazy stuff pass you by, probably going to be better for your overall balance.
Yeah, cash is a position. You've heard it many times.
Short eBay here, guys.
Here, I'll pull up eBay for you. Let me pull up a couple of screens for us. That way we can rock and roll. You said eBay. What time frame you want, my man?
I'm on the one right now.
We'll rock with
literally quick fade here. The out is 66.35, and we're gonna look for it to come right back down to 65.65.
You've got eBay right in the middle. You see how it's kind of rejecting from the previous close, so that's nice. Yeah, see Apple. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab It's below VWAP on Apple, but I'm just afraid to go short because I don't want to get popped and screwed. But I do like the fact that it is below VWAP. It is below 170 that we talked about. Let me see what the contracts look like. A couple of dollars. I'm gonna wait to see what this candle does here.
I think we're trying to bounce here.
Yeah, you're getting a little bounce.
Yeah, I'll pull up Tesla here for us as well.
Lucid is bouncing. Of all of the stocks to bounce, Lucid, big spike here.
Well, Lucid broke.
Lucid's green
on the upside.
This one,
Yeah, it broke out on Friday, so it really wasn't looking that bad. Price action was.
Is there news? I mean, it's past pre-market highs as well, and it's just chucking along here in the 10-minute.
Well, the 19th is their lockout date, so some people are thinking it's going to run before that and then get a quick flush down.
Interesting.
Even some of the techs are trying to like hold in. It looks like Square trying to bounce here. Costco still at lows. Amazon at lows. VIX off the highs, but still positive on the day.
Tilray, interestingly, holding up. Some industrials holding
It's
up.
early.
Some banks holding up. Yeah, it is very early.
You know, but you know what, Spence? Part of that is that I think that the stocks that normally give it back, those are the ones that are going to have a little bit more oomph, if you will, on days like today. But I mean, here we go. Now that I said that, we're starting to pull back. That's all I needed to do was talk about it. Now we can start pulling back.
I'm like aching to take this. Oh, look at that. Never mind. I was going to say I'm aching to take an Apple short just because the 5-minute closed below VWAP, but it didn't close below 169.50, which is what I wanted it to confirm. But there you go, a little pop. This is what I was afraid of. This is why we sit on our hands.
Okay.
And Bitcoin trying to pop here too.
This is the shorting spot for Nvidia. If you want to put a chart up for Nvidia, it's getting towards that VWAP. I'm still in eBay here. Rejected the 35s there, so that's looking good for me. Just needs to come back and take the lows. But Nvidia coming to VWAP right there. You could have already been short, and you could have been nailing it right back down.
Good call. Let me go ahead and take a look at that real quick.
So, someone asked where support was in Coinbase. I mean, it's relatively straightforward. You have a series of lows in the same area at like 210. I know that's a bit off from where we are now. It's $10 away, but you got two lows right at 210. You could even say 213, right? Because you had you have two lows at 213 and a third low at 210. So I would call it 213 as your support in Coinbase.
I actually was just looking at this the other day, Spencer. I have an area. I have not a point, but a support area that's $10 wide between 207 and 217. That takes your 213 spot right in the middle. I think that's probably right on.
There you go.
So I'm actually waiting for that too, because if Coinbase actually sells down to those levels, we're able to hold there despite volatility in the price of Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin starts to make any type of move up. I think Coinbase is going to be an easy stock to actually play to the upside. You might be able to get some pretty good movement on that. But again, let's see what happens with tech, because a lot of these names still out of favor for right now.
Yeah. A lot of weakness out there.
A lot of sea of red, man. Sea of red out there.
Interestingly, not in Tilray. Tilray's still going.
You know what's crazy about this, though, is Bitcoin, big pop here, back through 40K, too. The one thing about this is that the VIX has remained fairly orderly, right? So the VIX is elevated, no question, but it remains pretty orderly. I don't see any panic selling where people really kind of, go nuts. I haven't seen that yet anyway. Here's the Bitcoin chart that we were just talking about. Making a nice move there on volume here. So trying to trade back. We'll see if this holds or if this just reverses.
Nice move on eBay for Mitch. A short rejected that previous close mentioned as well.
It's looking good here, guys. I'm about to take some profits into 65.70s.
Boy, if you're taking profits today, you're doing really good, Mitch. Nice job.
Yeah,
Goldman Sachs too, guys, just got hit, guys. I'm in at 400.06 for 12 shares. I'm gonna swing trade this one. This is a swing trade, though. I'll let you know for sure. Goldman Sachs is a swing trade. eBay is more of a day trade.
And they really don't like it when companies, when you buy a company, because Take-Two is getting lost today. They hate they punish stocks when they buy when they use their stock. When you use your stock to buy another company like Take-Two did today, they really don't like that. Take-Two is now down almost 13%, $21 here. How's Zynga doing? It's all right. It's leaked a little bit.
Looking around out here to see if I see anything on the wires too. Nothing stock related.
There's Goldman Sachs doing well, guys. My Goldman Sachs trade. I'm putting an order out to start taking some eBay off here. It's getting really close towards my profit here. Let's take some off here. Let's take half off.
AMD pounding the lows still.
Boom, just took off 65.68. Remember, what was the trade? If you rewind the tape, you're going to hear me say, we're going to go back to the low of the day. We're going to take the profit. Now we took the profit. Now we got that chance to get the extension and a big winner on eBay. We'll see if this can take this out. And boom. So in the question, I did see in the chat, Jay asked, why are you shorting eBay? It looks like it's holding up relatively well compared to the others. That does look good on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, but if you look at the daily, this looks actually pretty good for the short. Look at this trend line. It has a nice bear trying to take that out, come all the way back down towards the 64. And so that's what I was looking for in my short. I had this 15-minute resistance drawn out. Was able to – you see all these touches were in the same area, this 35 or 32 area. This was 32, 32, or 33, and this was 32. So that's why my risk was off 35, off the 15.
Guys, GME, AMC getting murked this morning. Just absolutely.
Let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's see what it's a GME short that we had taken was beautiful on Friday. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that ain't pretty.
AMC, same deal. I see.
eBay just took out low of the day.
17, it looks like from Troll.
Nvidia was a beautiful short too. That one that I called out. I hope someone was able to nail it. I wasn't able to have the capital to go after it. But look how easy this trade is. And I can say easy because everyone was looking short today on Nvidia. This thing goes down towards a low, comes right back to VWAP. You could have been shorting right off of there with a resistance off of that prior closed body. Boom. You take it right back down towards the low of the day. You take some profits down in this area, and you look for a continuation move down.
You've already got
not a bad trade.
It was a great call out. As soon as you called that, I looked at it, but by that time I was already down $2, and I was like, "Damn!" Waiting for it to come back up. But that was a great call out on that. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna try to. Man, you've got the Qs already down like 2% in a matter of 16 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a risky trade here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a 172.50 Apple call here. I'll tell you guys what my fill is in a second. All right, I got filled at about 175 here on the 172.50 calls on Apple, simply because it's holding up relatively decent, not decent, and it's above VWAP on the 10-minute. If it goes ahead and closes below 169.50, I would go ahead and get out on Apple. But those are the ones that I'm in right now. Again, very, very small size, just because I'm trying to get ahead of a possible bounce, and we haven't quite gotten one. And you can see everything's just getting murdered. So I'm trying to be cute with it, which doesn't usually pay off for me.
All right, guys. Last profits will be down towards 65, guys. This will be that we made over a point in eBay. Let's see if we can get this 65 down there.
Pocket trading up here.
Yeah, pockets of strength also in Ford and GM. Ford and GM still holding up relative to the rest of the market here.
Boom, almost there, guys.
Ford's performance has been really impressive recently.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, depending on your account size, you're up only about 8%. But again, some of those small accounts look to try to hit singles and grow it if your account can't handle it.
Especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
If you're able to make money on a day like today where everything else is red and you're not normally a downside trader, walk away feeling pretty good about how you did today.
Absolutely.
I just noticed Lockheed Martin trading high, Lockheed Martin is leading the S&P today, actually.
LFT defense stocks.
Yeah, but what was the one that caught an upgrade? It was L3, which is
Northrop Grumman.
Yeah, but LHX is the ticker on that one because they merged. So LHX, RTX, down. LHX and Lockheed are are up this morning. Lockheed is your leader in the S&P.
I'll give you some stocks that are up in defensive
God.
sector. You got LOCL, PLIN,
We're on a fast market here.
Budweiser up, BUD.
So people are losing money and drinking. Got it.
Pretty much.
Speaking of losing money, ticker PETZ. We got a Hex Pony in the chat calling it a murder scene. I got to be honest with you. Kind of agreeing with her. Down 50% here. I don't really see any multiple.
Is it a software stock?
Say again?
No, it's not. It's been halted a couple times today already.
Yeah.
Pets?
PETZ.
Yeah,
though.
PETZ.
Yeah, I've heard this
yeah.
one. This has some short reports put on it before, so
TDA
Yeah,
Holdings
damn.
is the company. They're
it's a Chinese
they're
company, right?
Chinese pet
Yep.
food products.
Mhm. There's been a lot of things against them.
Just rule of thumb, I would just avoid any Chinese company right now because you just don't know. That's just. I know Dennis bought JD last week for a swing, and what else did he buy? Did he buy Baidu for a swing or Baba, whatever? I would just avoid all of it. But anyway,
Here, I'll pull up your eBay again, and then I'm also going to keep an eye on Tesla as it is. I still am in those Apple contracts, right? We're right at break even in those. They came back down a bit. But Tesla, look at those long wicks, guys. At the 980, just long wicks. And matter of fact, if you wanted to go short,
right.
That VWAP is nice. As you can see, it already kind of rejected it, but these long wicks on the 10-minute, those buyers are not trying to make it happen. I think we possibly can see a bounce here, which is why I tried to get in front of it with Apple. But if you do believe in the short idea, not a bad risk reward here on Tesla. I personally don't have the courage to take it.
Goldman Sachs might come down to the 5-minute VWAP here. That's another chance if you want to get it one more time, one more opportunity. I'm still holding that one. We'll see what happens. eBay trying to find a little bit of a bounce here. I'm seeing the overall market also find a bounce.
Yep.
Might just take profit here at 65.54s. Don't want to get higher than that, but I'll take a little bit of a bounce here.
Look at BCRX, BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, just trading up really against the market here today.
All right, I have to hop and prepare for our next show at 10:30. Futures trading with Ninja Trader. We're back after a 2-week hiatus. So I'll catch you guys over there at 10:30. Good luck in the next 40 minutes. Try to preserve some capital or take some shorts.
See ya.
How's Tilray? Wait, before I leave, how's Tilray doing? Oh, Tilray to 784. Whoa. All right. Anyway.
Was that like a mic drop on somebody?
I don't know. I just like
Why don't you at them next time?
I said I wouldn't buy it. That was wrong. But anyway.
Yeah. You look at that $7 level, right? It peaked below by 5 cents, but then it popped right back up. But anyway, you've got Apple now. Those contracts that we bought at $1.75, you're now trading at the bid at 190. So you're up about 10% or so. My first target is going to be around 171.49-ish. It hasn't quite gotten there. That would be my first take profit. But again, please plan accordingly, trade accordingly to your size. Do not try to just follow what we're doing. Because that could be crazy, and I just want to lose all my money. Tesla, I'll bring it up for you.
Yeah, no, Tesla looks like it's just kind of playing with VWAP, right? We're just staying under VWAP. It tried to pop above it. That looked to be a head fake. We're now beneath it. I mean, we'll see where we're going. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to actually try to take this today.
Yeah, and if you're going to try to take Tesla, your risk off. You got to give it to at least around 1,000, right? I would say this session high, not the pre-market high, but the session high of 1008. That would be my risk off. So you're risking about $18 to $20, so which means your target needs to be at least around 980.
All right, my SQQQ traders, you're getting your chance to see a nice little push here at 709 going through 715. We'll see if it gets on push. Has a nice little 5-minute chart for you guys that are trying to trade the SQQQ. We'll see if this can continue trading on up. Gosh, today, let's take a look here. So oil is down. Just about every sector from the open is down. So this shows me that there's no reason right now, at least unless you have a stock that's not correlated with the market, which is showing you great upside look, I would try to be trading on the downside. Just my personal opinion.
Let's see what Tesla contracts are trading at. By the way, Apple is now down, flirting with VWAP. We are now down about
Ooh, AMD looks interesting
7%.
here. AMD looks interesting for a
Yep.
short. I would look for one push up here to 180, 128.50s, and then you could use the 129 as your resistance to go off of the short here. But I do like it. It's actually hanging out above VWAP, which is interesting.
I was going to say, if we crack VWAP to the downside, you might be able to scalp short that way here. And it looks like we're going to test this here pretty soon. I got a VWAP of 128-ish, so we're right there.
Yeah, same here. You're now below it by a few cents. Apple trying to hang on to the 170s. We talked about that being a level. If it goes in and cracks it and breaks a 10-minute below it, I will most likely be out of these contracts. Got them at $1.76, went as high as almost like $1.95. Now they're trading at $1.54.
All right, guys, going to look to go ahead and nail down this eBay trade, finish this, and give myself a pat on the back for a COVID short, even though it's not a COVID short.
Way to show up and nail a trade, my man.
Yeah, no, way to show up and do it anyway. Man.
That's all I'm trying to do, really. It's nail this trade down now. It's looking like it's going to flush through here to 65. My goal was 65 on this as a top target. I'm going to watch the price action. I might take like 65.10s, but I'll let you guys know. It's starting to flush here.
AMD snapped there right beneath its VWAP here. If we continue to push here, if you took that short here, you're in this. I would say stop on a break back of VWAP.
Investing, swing trading, day trading says all my downside alerts are going off.
Yep. You got the Qs that are looking to break session lows, currently trading at 372.50, looking for a bounce. But if they break those lows, would not be surprised if we eventually go and test 370s.
Here we go. Some more downside here in AMD. So it tried to trade. That was interesting. I don't know if you guys caught that while it was happening live. It tried to actually snap back over that VWAP, was rejected, and we continue to push here now. If you are in this short here, we push to that 126 area. You definitely take some of that off the table and lock it in. Again, stop still the same. If it crosses back above VWAP there, you're going to stop out of this.
Order out to take cover here, guys. 6507s. Let you guys know if I get a fill.
VIX,
Boom.
It
VIX
just
right there.
traded at 06. You should.
There you go. Right there. Literally, when you said it,
Yep.
close.
There it
Boom.
is.
There you guys have it there, guys. Out of eBay there at 6507. And I'll take it. Not a bad trade. Over a point on the shares. Not a bad one at all.
Yeah. Great job. Great job having the previous close. I believe his resistance was a nice area for you. And then you just look at that. Just here on my chart, all the way riding it down ever since. Great
Boom.
job.
There you guys have it.
Yeah, and guys, I'm hearing and seeing multiple reports of people's platforms not working correctly. I haven't noticed any with my own on TD Ameritrade here, but I'm hearing some reports of some TradeStation and E-Trade. How's your E-Trade working for you?
It is I'll be honest, I haven't traded much, so I can't, but I know at the
Okay.
open, as soon as you get a lot of volume, it does act up. Real quick on this Apple one, I'm going to go ahead and look to get out here momentarily at $1.30. $1.30 will be my stop out. Give it a little bit more space, but unfortunately it isn't acting right. And you've already got the Qs. Let's see what the Qs are doing exactly. But to answer your question, my E-Trade's looking fine.
Okay.
My trading view is acting up, and yep, you've got the
Okay.
Qs breaking lows. I am going to look to get out of this Apple here. I'll tell you exactly what my fill was on the loss. I am out at a $1.36.
And Jake is saying Fidelity option chain is not reporting. I think he means not populating, but that's some of the stuff that I was talking about. So appreciate it. Yeah, be careful. If your platform's not working, really be careful. Patrick is saying eToro froze at the open. My toss seems fine. I see Goof saying toss seems laggy. Okay, Fidelity's working. Okay, well, Costco at lows. Amazon looks like it's trying to bounce. And Bitcoin, interestingly, right back above that 40K. So we had, I think it was Mike Novogard this morning on CNBC was saying that 39K looks to be some pretty good support. Looks like it held that at least. Don't really see anything. Scanner's really, really light. I did see that one of these S&P ETFs, the bear share ETFs trading up, UVXY trading up, but a lot of red out there. See red today. Only thing that's green on my industry screen is the VIX.
Yeah, VIX is just, I do think that we eventually go ahead and try to test around the 370 area. But it's like, man, it's already down 2%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it cannot go lower, but it's like, where is that risk reward, right? Like if you try to go short here, your risk off to me is like the 374, which is above VWAP. The risk reward right now, if you're trying to go short, just isn't that pretty, in my opinion.
Yep. Sorry, just kind of looking around out here.
No, you're fine. Do you guys connect your Ethernet cable directly to your computer, or do you always rely on Wi-Fi? Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I upgraded from a Cat 5 to a Cat 8, although I can't say that I see any performance.
So that's the thing, right? People are like, oh, yeah, buy this type of cord, whatever. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't know the difference. You know what I mean? My fills still suck.
I mean, a cord is much money. So upgrading from a Cat 5 to a Cat 8 cord probably cost me $10.
Yeah.
And
I was happy about that because I definitely expected more of a payment. QQQ is way outside his lower Bollinger Band. Yeah, I mean, everything just looks so stretched to the downside.
Yeah.
It's bad out there, guys. It's blood in the streets, guys. Blood in the streets.
Blood in the streets for NFL coaches and for the market.
Yep.
Block, new lows here on Block. Wow.
Look at this consumer cyclical sector chart. Not a great way to see that. That's a 15-minute. That's not a 1 minute, guys. Look at the daily. Look how it just quickly tapped up there and now flushing fast. Look at technology, flushing fast. Look at industrials, even flushing fast. The ones that I thought you could find some strength, maybe on like CAT or something. Even that's not holding up today.
One of my favorite parody accounts has the joke and tweet of the day so far. Quote, the CDC has said that it is unsafe to open your portfolio today.
That's funny. I like that.
You need 5 days. 5 days. And then
That's really funny. That's clever.
Man.
Yeah, you mean look at Tesla, right? Coming back to possibly test $1,000 area. Already rejected it once here in the previous 10-minute candle. Looking to do it again.
All right, guys. I think this is when we start seeing a reversal, maybe to the upside. Doesn't mean that we get green on the day, but I think we might come back towards the VWAP on the spot.
Here.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to see. Reason why also is so on the 1 minute, I look a lot of the times for 3 bottoming actions, right? So you see the SPY here. You see the bottoming action. You see the bottoming action. Now we're getting towards this bottoming action. If this support holds, I think we come right back towards VWAP. So 459 holds. It can even do a wick there, but not close down there. And then I'd look for it to come back to VWAP here. Doesn't mean that it's going to get green on the day. Just be careful out there. If you start seeing some reversal and let's say you're short, it's not a bad time to maybe start taking some profits. But it depends. If you're looking for that long extension move, that's okay too.
Now, I see a couple of people talking about Tesla in the chat here. Is anyone else surprised that Tesla is, for the most part, holding in today?
Dude, I've been staring at these contracts at $900 puts just because I'm expecting more downside. But it's like if the market's already down 2% and Tesla's chilling between 1,000 and 980, then like if it reverses, what is it going to do, right? Relative strength. Something we talk about. Not saying Tesla necessarily has it, but Tesla's down today. Let's see.
Well, Zunaid, I'm glad I'm not the only one. So
yeah. I mean, look, like Tesla's down 3.5%. So no, it doesn't have relative strength, right? We're not saying that, but it's just a fact that it hasn't bled even more. And as we speak, it is. But
I'm going to step away here real fast for a second. Be right back. Just got to the washroom.
No worries. If anyone has any tickers that you guys want us to pull up, let us know. I'm not going to lie to you. At the moment, I am taking a back seat because the risk reward just isn't that great to me. And I don't want to sit here and try to cherry pick along because I did on Apple. We were good for about 10%, but then it yanked. So I'm just going to chill, relax. But if anyone wants me to take a look at anything, Tesla going 800, I mean, maybe if you got a time frame and a play, give us a little bit more insight. Nvidia, I am going to go ahead and set an alert on Nvidia to try to play this bounce. I'm going to set an alert at around 252 and around 251 to play those hour. What is hour?
Hour.
I haven't heard of this one, but you've got Hour Loop here. Someone wanted to take a look at, and this is why I haven't heard of it. It looks like it just IPO'd on Friday.
No,
I ain't gonna lie
bueno.
to you. I have no insight, and DWAC is now closing in on 51.19. Let's go and take a look at DWAC.
This looks a short, I think. You to ask me.
Yeah.
This looks like a short if you ask me. Just because one of the things is this stock has been trying to hold any pops and can't hold the pops. When you can't hold the pops, what do you usually do?
Sell them.
You test support. You're going to test it at least. Then you'll find out if they flush it. And when the market's weak and you test this a major support, we'll see what happens on that one. But yeah, $50 is kind of the level that you'd see the volume come in and really start flushing it to try to take out the low of that big candle, which is 48.55.
Yep, and you can see right here, right, the $50 level acted as support and then acted as resistance and eventually broke out, obviously, with the news that it was releasing something or whatever. There it is. Yeah, DWAC going live, 222 again. I can't confirm that, but that is similar to what I had heard. But Tesla coming back up to 990s. Tesla does not want to go away.
SPY doesn't want to hold right now. It's not even trying to hold. And, you know, one thing that I'd point out, guys, is that I'd look at a lot of times money flow, right? How's the money flow going? The money flow is bad right now, guys. And it hasn't even got a little bit of a bounce here. If you look here on the bottom side, you can see how it's right by the 20. Can't get off of that 20 mark. This is the MFI, and then you got an intraday one, the Chaikin one. This hasn't gotten close to above zero since the open. It did pop for a second, but then really quickly got down here. And if anything, it's going on the downside here for the Chaikin money flow.
Man, I'm still keeping an eye on these $900 puts. Just, yeah, Tesla is playing ping pong. You're right. I mean, 1,000 and 980. That's what we've been talking about, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While Apple's seeing a little bit more downside in the Qs, I believe they're headed towards the lows once again. Looking at now 371. 370 is probably where I try to go ahead and make a play on this one, but till then, I'm going to hold off.
That's a tough chart to play. I would look for one more tip above VWAP and then the flush, but it's a hard one. So to me, this is one of those that are trying to do that, what I call VWAP fake out fade. So where it comes back to VWAP, and then for some reason it wants to wick above VWAP. And so the good thing is you're not seeing closing bodies above the VWAP. You're seeing a bunch of wicks.
Yeah.
So showing you there is selling pressure there, and there is probably some shorters getting short there. But I'd let it test one more time. And if it doesn't get above this 995 here, and you just see a quick flush down towards 990, then I'd get short.
All right, here's Tesla testing that 1,000. You can see it here on that 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and grab. This might be. I really want to grab that $900 put.
I'd give it a second.
Yeah.
Get it close towards. You got 15 seconds on the 1 minute. So in about 15 seconds, you're going to see a little bit of a reaction. I think that's where you got a chance. But you do have the SPY coming to VWAP too, a little bit.
Let's see. Just the move was too fast. And
It
you got
is.
Tesla kind of hanging on as well.
It's a tough chart.
Let's see here. Let's go back to the one.
Nocturnal Sky asking for RCL. You focus on your Tesla, my friend, and I'll talk about RCL.
I got you.
RCL is Royal Caribbean, guys. They did have to.
I'm going to take a shot. Sorry, real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab those $900 puts. I'm going to go ahead and get filled at $7.90. My risk off is going to be above this 1010 area. I'm probably expecting to lose, in the sense of what I believe the contract will be when I decide to take an L. 30% is what I believe I will be down, but I did get filled 790s on the $900 puts on Tesla because I believe it'll reject this $1,000 level. Best case scenario, it'll reject the 10 to 10 and then come back down below VWAP. We'll see if I'm wrong. And again, just watch me lose money. Don't try to join.
I love the disclaimers, Zunaid. I love the disclaimer.
I mean, look, I'm already down about what, $30 on this one, you know? But it is scary that it went ahead and held so well. And I say that in quotations, but here is Tesla above 1,000. Now, again, that 1010 is what my risk off will be. and I'm already bleeding about 90 cents on these contracts. And come on, Tesla, just come on down. Don't do this. Don't be that girl.
Uber. Man, my eBay is down to 64.60s now. It might take out the 64.50s. I thought it could possibly go to 64 today, but wasn't really trying to find out. Uber trying to hold above VWAP. I'm looking at that one.
I'm nervous for you, Zunaid.
And I'm looking at my
That's
contract.
on your side.
I'm down 18% on my contract. So here it is. Maybe we get a little double tap, maybe a little tip tap. You know what I mean? But I will say I'm going to add one contract here as we get closer to the 10:07 area. Went ahead, couldn't get I tried to get it at $6. I couldn't get it. But you know, let's see what happens. We flirting a little bit. We dancing around. It's cool. It's fine. I was down about 19%. Now I'm down about 6%. The gods are giving me a chance. I'm saying no. It's fine.
I still remember late October, the red flag that I heard in Square about potential. It was the news actually came out of Visa about potential cryptocurrency regulation concerns, and then you started seeing all these kind of take hits. You saw Mara release news about cryptocurrency concerns. Look where Square has been since that October time. We're talking somewhere in here is when that happened, and man, since that time, it's been a downturn.
Yeah.
Or if you want to call it block. PayPal also. I thought for some reason you were getting that good consolidation and you were going to get a bounce. No, it's looking like it wants to take out 180 on the downside. Be careful out there. Visa also. Look at this hard downturn today. Hard downturn in Visa. MasterCard also on the downside here. So just be careful. These are definitely starting to get hit hard. Let me see how the Bitcoin stocks did today. I was wondering if they were going to get some continuing down move. Actually holding up pretty well. They had all the down move pretty much in pre-market. It's holding up relatively well.
I think that's because the bounce in Bitcoin off that 39K level was ferocious.
It was? That's good. Good to know at least.
And we even back tested the bounce a little bit. So maybe we will continue to move higher here. I still don't trust Mara and Riot. I know you have Mara pulled up there. Mara, Riot, you could add Hut into there. You could throw BT in there. I'm a seller of all those names. With this move here, I wouldn't necessarily just buy them just because Bitcoin is bouncing. You know what I mean? I'd rather wait for something else to happen.
Here we go, making that push towards 10:08. Don't you do it.
We might fade this bounce anyway, so.
Nah, we'll find out soon. I mean, yeah, the Wix is what was concerning, but I just wanted to play it out. You know, it's one of those things where you should have a checklist, right? Where it's like, hey, if all 5 of these things happen, this is a solid trade. I felt like on Tesla, it was like 2 of those boxes were checked, and I just tried to be cute with it. But let's see. All right, here we go. This is where I want to see it kind of have that last defense, if you will, and start fading here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bristol Myers just made new highs on the day.
Nvidia, you could still be holding from that short that we called out at the VWAP. It's still coming down, so you could be still in that trade. AMD was one that I'm interested in right now. You're starting to hold above VWAP, but if this cracks back below, I would be interested here. You're starting to get that third resistance above the VWAP. Now if it could break here, it could really start coming down. I still remember around 128.50 on the pullback there. It went to a 142s. So that's kind of the level that I'd give myself now. 128.50 on the out.
All right, come on now.
Spies taking out the lows, guys. Spies taking out the lows. So
Here, I'm
SPY
gonna go
on the continued down momentum. Qs on the continued down momentum. That should help you. Apple was another one that I was looking at today, down below 170.
New lows.
And you broke that 170. You see how you gave us a little bit kind of like this fake out look? Then when you really flushed, it was from that 170 level. So to me now, it can come back towards this 169. This has acting as clear resistance, 169.67. It hit it twice and just rejected off of it. Look for a third rejection.
Man, if Tesla doesn't stop trying to be a hero in this market, if you don't goddamn come on down.
All right, there you go. That looks a lot better now. Now you want to see that rejection off the 1,000. But it's looking good for you, Zunaid.
There you go. There you go. Come on, baby. What are we looking at now? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Down only 4%. Don't talk to me.
You know what's interesting here? The banks. Speaking of Zunaid telling people not to talk to them, banks are just reversing like crazy here. But they looked like they were going to be some of the leaders today. They're now session lows here on Goldman Sachs. JPM was struggling earlier today. Let me bring up a JPM chart. Same deal. JPM even lower than it was earlier. Let's check in on some of these other banks. I know someone in the chat earlier asked about Bank of America, which was a stock that we were trading to the upside last week. This week, just starting to give it back. Boy, look at that candle. Look at this. It's just a staircase all the way down on Bank of America.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Tesla. Just
my Goldman Sachs was looking really good until it started turning around.
It started looking good until it didn't.
Yeah.
Until it said no mas.
Look, I've got about
it was holding for a while, but then it said the market just started dragging it.
I've got 6 minutes before this 10-minute candle closes on Tesla. I'm hoping for it to at least close below 1,000, and then the next 10-minute we can close below VWAP. If this one can close below VWAP, period, I'd be a happy camper. But I've got 5 minutes left in this 10-minute. And here's what worries me is that the Qs are getting closer and closer to 370, and Tesla's holding up. If it bounces from 370, then I believe that gives it a little bit momentum to Tesla to kind of knock me out. But we'll see. There's nothing I can do now. I'm already in it. We'll find out. But let's see how much my contracts are down right now. I'm down 8%. Down about 8% on my contracts.
395s, 81s would get me out of my Goldman Sachs for today and then turn into a day trade, but we'll see what happens on that. I did catch in the chat. My brain is not working as good today. I didn't even talk about RCL. I opened it up, but never talked about it.
Yeah, that was my fault. I took the Tesla trade, but go ahead.
So, yeah, they kind of pulled some of their ships in. Of course, they're having COVID concerns. NCLH actually pushed back some of their cruises all the way until April. So you're seeing this RCL really taking a hit a little bit today. I mean, this is just straight Omicron concerns. The real question is not necessarily are people getting really sick on these cruises. It's just more along when you get an Omicron breakout, you could end up having to put the ship in quarantine. And if you have to put the ship in quarantine, I don't think anybody wants to get stuck on a cruise in quarantine. Right?
Well, exactly, Mitch. You're hitting it on the head. If you cannot do the ports of call on your cruise because you have COVID, let's say you do have Omicron and it's not bad. You have mild symptoms, you're going to be fine. But if you can't go to your ports of call, if you can't do the things that you're doing on a cruise, why go? What? Mm-hmm. It's almost as if it's just not enjoyable there. I'm with you 100% on that.
Yep.
And I think here's our answer. Roy in the chat saying RCL cut their prices for 1 week cruise in half to $399. Maybe that's the reason people are going. It's because the prices are so cheap now. But even so, I mean, again, if my ports of call are at risk, if I'm going to be in quarantine and told I can't get off the ship, that's a no-go for me.
$399 for 7 days, eh? Come on. You've got Tesla that bounced off of VWAP here at the 996, and it's continuing a little bit higher again. I've got 3 minutes on this 10-minute candle. I want to see it close below 1,000. Will be step one. Step two will be below VWAP. No idea if it's going to happen. No idea if it's going to yank me out. I tried to get another contract at $6. I couldn't get it, which might be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know yet. Look at AMD just flirting back and forth with the VWAP. Oh boy, here we go. Don't do it.
No, just kind of looking at this, like I'm not, first of all, again, I'm gonna say this with the VIX as the backdrop. The VIX, although it's up and elevated today, seems relatively orderly. Excuse me. We're not getting, huge gaps in the price and all of that. A lot of this sell-off, I mean, we've talked a lot about how this really needs to happen for, kind of a reset of the market. And, pretty much everything needs to come in. It started with the high growth names. I saw someone in the chat basically said that growth names have been destroyed since Thanksgiving. That's exactly right. And, lots of people made money last year. We're going to have to see some of this stuff come in. Banks, energy, all of this stuff. So no panic yet. Like to see some of the sell-off come in and kind of hold, though. We'll see if it's done this week. Might not be. We might be doing this all week.
I'm still hanging out here, waiting for Tesla to do something. The 1010 was my get on up out of here type of level, because I would love to go ahead and wait for this previous close, but dude, that risk reward would be god awful. So I'm not going to do that. But 1010 is kind of like my line in the sand. I tried to get another contract at $6, couldn't fill me. And again, no doubt if that's good news or bad news, but let's see. Come on, Tesla. Come on down. Come on down. Let's see what the 10 minute looks like.
Since November 8th, more like, says RM. Yeah. November of last year is really when it started.
Look at these wicks on AMD. Good God. On the 10 minute, just wicking. Ooh, SPY, new lows. Let's see what the
religion
future
for you
doing.
today?
What's up?
Are you exploring becoming a Wiccan?
A Wiccan? What's a Wiccan? I'm sorry.
A witch.
Oh, witch? Oh, no. Stop it. I've already got enough problems in my life. Qs. You already had SPY on the left here. You can see that tested, or that, extended to new lows. Can Tesla just die in the sense of a ticker, please, just today?
According to Jaron, Tesla's getting ready to rally. To be honest with you, I mean, it's moving up off the bottom.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
job of holding in here, to be quite honest.
Really has. It really has. And we talked about that. And that's what's scary to me, is because the closer the Qs get to 370, the more worried I get as Tesla's still hanging out. It's like, come on, dude.
He would be a warlock, not a witch. Voodoo, I'm sorry. You're probably more about the witch life. I will defer to your expertise in that case.
All right. 10-minute candle closed above 1,000, which means it also closed above VWAP. I do not like that. Let's see what I'm down. Am I just going to get out of here? I'm down about 11%.
I thought Ryan said Wicket, and we were getting some Star Wars references. The Ewoks have not made their appearance to today's show yet, Chris, but I appreciate you reaching out there and bringing them in here.
All right.
Shout out to my man Bob Saget. Rest in peace.
Yeah, really sad. Really sad.
Yeah.
Amazing comedian. The world lost a great in Mr. Saget, that's for sure.
My favorite cannabis strain, too.
Say again?
My favorite cannabis strain. Bob Saget.
I was not aware that was a strain.
I was not either.
Look it up. It's a good one.
Look it up. I mean, I'm about ready to book a vacation out to Colorado to visit you when you're done with COVID.
Bob Saget, baby. And Ewok, also a good one, too.
He hasn't gone fully yub. Oh, God. 13. Man, you can always count on you for a laugh, 13. That is awesome. Yep.
Come on, man. Come on.
We're done with the Star Wars reference. Too early. That's funny, though.
This might be the longest I have been in a Tesla trade in terms of on a Monday, because it's just kind of like toying. It's like here, it's almost there. It's literally just dancing around for me.
Yeah.
But I am not entertained.
Are you not entertained?
I keep going between like down 20% to like down 3%. It's like just
Crystal Myers
take my money
again.
Here, let's pull up. I'll pull up some other charts if you guys want here on the right hand side while I keep an eye on Tesla. Still waiting for the Qs to test that 370. It was 40 cents away. Let's take a look at Lucid. Lucid holding on really well above VWAP now. You've got that. Let's take a look at AMD, or excuse me, NVIDIA rather. You can see my alerts being set here in the 250s for NVIDIA. Hasn't quite gotten there anywhere near it, rather. If you believe in the short idea, similar to what Mitch said and what we've said all along since we started the show, if you believe in the short, wait for it to come back and test VWAP, and then go ahead and take it so your risk reward is better in that sense, instead of trying to.
You know, it was a really good trade today. Was a short of MU. Micron Technologies. You can see this VWAP fade is really nice, guys. I don't know if you guys. 950. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 945 right before it. It went right back to VWAP and then just right back down. Yeah, I mean that one could have worked too, right? 10 minute. Yeah. 10-minute one could have worked too.
You know, something I want to get better at is that 5-minute breakout. So kind of like, 15-minute breakout, if you will, kind of having 3-5 minutes and rolling with that. I usually like the 10-minute, but that's definitely something I need to test out and check out.
If you use a 10, could it be split into 3? You can't do the 3-minute. Check out a 3-minute chart.
The 3-minute would kind of like it would be right, just because of math that would work out.
Yeah, just kind of thinking.
Yeah,
splitting into 3s.
Well, so let's take a look at 3-minute while we're waiting for Tesla to take my
let's
money.
do
You
that.
can see an MU here on the 3-minute. You get a pop above, then you get a drop, and you close below VWAP. So if you believe in the 3-minute closing below VWAP being your type of trade, you take it here. It never. Then you got the previous close here, which it never broke through. Because to me, that and VWAP, those are your risk off levels. And then you can see it just started continuing its downward trend. So yes, if I was looking at the 3-minute here, I would have seen this a lot better. And been able to take $1 off of this short. Who just pinged me?
While your Tesla trade decides what the hell it wants to do, I'll give you a good old-fashioned
Are you not entertained?
I like it.
Boom, boom.
I like it. I like it. And Tesla, going to get on out of here. Should have taken my loss a little bit earlier, but I am out of Tesla.
There you guys have it there.
Broke above 1010. Wasn't going to have it for me.
We're going to start wrapping on up here. You guys can start wrapping on up. What are you guys going to be looking at for the rest of the week? I know Wednesday we got CPI number. That's going to be a big mover. What do you think?
Definitely won't be looking at my portfolio, right? So there's that. Go ahead, Ryan, then I'll go.
No, I was just going to say it was a lot of the stuff that we're looking at. Mitch, if you'll go ahead and throw up my screen here. Here's what I would advise that you guys do on a week like today. I'm going to be pretty much watching how the market reacts to a lot of these different economic numbers. And what I have here is I'm on the calendar tool within Benzinga Pro. I have it filtered to the economics calendar, which is going to give us all of these different events. And I have it filtered for today's this week. I want to see all of the events of this week. Then I sort it in order of its importance here, as defined by our news desk. You'll see we got a lot of different numbers coming out. These are no doubt going to move the market. One of them here is Fed Chair Powell testifies. This is tomorrow. So these are going to be some of the things I'm going to look at for the week. Today, what I'm going to be taking a look at, pretty simple. Let me go back to my scanner page. I clicked on the wrong tab there. Chart up, by the way, relative strength. We talk about it all the time. What I'm going to be looking at is tech, right? I obviously going to look at Bitcoin, but I'm not going to draw conclusions about the regular market from Bitcoin. I want to see how tech performs. I want to see if the sell-off remains orderly, what happens with the VIX, and then where those averages try and find their footing. Once the averages feel like they're trying to find their footing, we might be able to do some technical analysis and figure out where we're going to go next.
All right, you're finding a little bit of a bounce in the SPY now. We'll see if it can get back towards VWAP. Nvidia back towards VWAP. We'll see if that holds on up. My trade of the day was on eBay. We'll see if this can even stop moving down. It actually went a lot further than what I got. I got 65 on the downside. It went all the way down towards 64.50s. We'll see if eBay can continue trading on the downside. Still long this Goldman Sachs. Really, it's all about this hourly chart for me on the Goldman Sachs swing trade. It pulled back towards that hourly support, held around that 395.81s. Don't want to see it close below that. Wanted to actually get back above 400 on the day. That would look good for us to actually close back on up there. We'll see what happens on Goldman Sachs. All right, guys, that's probably going to do it for us today. Lucid did have a good day. Did it continue moving? Let me see a look here. Yeah, it's looking really good to the upside. Nice little pullback here on the 5-minute. Came back towards 41, pushed back up there towards 42.50. Looks like a cup and handle pattern right now, right? You got this kind of down action. What you'd want to see is a pullback from the high here around 42.50. So you see that pullback. Let it come back down somewhere, let's say back towards VWAP or a little bit below this 42, and then right back above 42.50 going through that 43. That'd be that cup and handle type of pattern. We'll see if that happens on Lucid. Definitely smash the like, guys, if you guys appreciate us. Looks like we had over 760 people here, so definitely hit that thumbs on up. Up next, you guys got some Forex to learn, so definitely stay tuned for that. And that's it, guys. It's gonna do it for us. Last thing,
Mitch,
anything you want to
rest
leave
up,
off
my
with?
man. Get some rest. Don't
Yeah.
overdo it. Drink those fluids. We'll be right back at this again tomorrow.
Definitely, like we always do, guys. Definitely, we'll see what happens in.
Let me answer
the
this
coaching-
question real quick because I did out of a position. Did I go ahead and add to CPSR? Yes, I did. I did get my fills at $10. So my risk off level is going to be below this previous close. I'm glad you brought it up because I'm looking at it. Yes, I did get my fills. I'll tell you my average fill right now is $10.50. So I am red in that, and I will go ahead and stop out below $10.50.
All right, guys. Up next, how to trade the stock market this week for futures. Go ahead and find on out. Learn from the best. Spencer Israel will be there. I'll see you guys there. Until
Later.
next time, keep battling out there. And
Bye.
keep going in there. We'll see what happens. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.